You all saw the video of the commissioning. They said 30 kilometers. First of all, I expected that the president would be on the road alongside the minister. So be driving along the kilometer stretch, they said they have completed. At least to give people confidence. But instead, what I saw was that they all boxed themselves in a conference room and they were impressing themselves by showing drone footage of whatever they said they have done at the projector screen. But I am here on the road now, 3rd of June, 5 days after that ceremony. I am here to show you that the 30 kilometers they claim that they have done.
The highway already has 30 kilometers completed. Nearly 20 kilometers from Victoria Island eastward towards Lekki Corridor, and nearly 10 kilometers from Eleko heading westward.
20 kilometers, they said, from VI to Eleko Corridor. The remaining 10 kilometers, they said, from Eleko inward. Gentlemen and ladies, I am at chainage 41.230 kilometers. And Eleko Junction is chainage 47.5. If you do the subtraction, apart from my odometer showing 6 kilometers and a little above it, because I drove in through a community road, this chainage is showing, at this point where I am standing, chainage 41.230. If you do the math, what you have is 6.2 something kilometers. That simply means that the claim that they have completed 10 kilometers from Eleko into this place is not true. Today is 3rd of June. You can come in tomorrow, 4th of June, come and do your own. And by the way, did they just do the commissioning in order to give us that impression and everybody disappears? Because I can't even see the paver again. Have they stopped work? So in case you are thinking, oh, they have done 30 kilometers, I want to drive from VI, I want to go to Eleko. They are not together, they are disjointed like different pieces. Some kilometers there, some kilometers here. That's what they did. You are coming from Eleko, you just reach this point. Sakam, middle of nowhere. Point 2 that I expected us to be discussing is that they have said that by December, they are going to be tolling this road. And they are projecting around 3K per vehicle. We do not know for certain yet how many tolling points are going to be between VI and Eleko. If there are 2, that simply means 6,000 from VI to Eleko. And if you are going back another 6,000, that's 12,000 naira. No fuel inclusive, no other cost inclusive. And if you are a salary earner, what is minimum wage again? In a month, you would have spent how much just to go and come? Although it has its own benefit too, it would have relieved the Lekki Expressway of huge traffic or the volume of traffic on that route. They would have done a lot of things. Yes, it will link eventually, if the claim is true, that they want to truly link this road to Calabar. They would have saved a lot of hours in travel time. But if speculations are right, that the only thing the federal government wanted to achieve is just to link the Eko Atlantic City with Dangote Refinery and the Lekki Free Trade Zone, as well as the Lekki Deep Sea Port, then congratulations, the federal government has succeeded, because by December, according to what I'm seeing, they are likely to complete this section of it. Then congratulations. But we are going to continue to monitor afterwards to be sure that this is actually going to reach Calabar. Another point I expected us to be discussing is what are the costs in real sense of it that this road is to Nigerians. First of all, do you know that this is not the original alignment of the road? The original alignment of the road is actually inside. You can see the forest. Yes, the original alignment is there. So they use the original alignment to claim land inside that forest, and it is still there. And they realigned the road to this place. Do you know how many people, estate investors, who bought land here, including homeowners, those whose retirement savings were used to buy portions of land here, that they have to move? They were swept completely off. Some of them started protesting at the time. At the point, we didn't hear from some of them again. Some of them fell sick. Some of them developed high blood pressure. Some of them, I don't even hear from them again. I don't know whether they are still alive. And for those who even got compensation, somebody told me he got 1% of the value of the property from where it was displaced. And if you recall, there's still a woman that till today, she is still protesting. That woman, for context, is the one that Minister Dave Umahi asked security to throw out from the security. Till today, I see some of her videos coming up once in a while where she's still pleading with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying, I'm a party member, I mobilize for you in the diaspora, I do a lot of things, blah, blah. If somebody as strong as that in President's campaign committee suffers like that, but that notwithstanding, for those of you who have been receiving a lot of promises and say, oh, come and buy land by the coastal road. If you see anybody marketing any coastal road to you, any land along the coast, please check and recheck, because the old alignment of this coastal road that they used to claim is still there in the forest. So you have to be very sure it is not the land that the Minister Dave Umahi says he wants to sell actually.
The moment we finish this road, we are going to deploy it by way of tolling it, by way of making available the land, we are going to have along the corridor.
By my speculation, they are going to be selling to banks, filling stations, hotels, and other service outlets because of security risk along such highway. I want to hope that there will be sufficient number of police stations as well as military barracks in order to be able to give people some safety and confidence. And lastly, I want to ask, why is it that lately all the roads that they are constructing in this country, there will be no shoulder? Like no lay-by, nowhere to park, no vehicle. So are you simply saying that from Lagos to Calabar, somebody's road, vehicle must not develop fault or even break down? Or you must not even slow down to say you want to receive a call? Because these are just three lanes on both sides. So I see no reason why we are not discussing all of this important or are they not important? Because I see what you are discussing is, the president should have greeted the governor. He should not have snubbed him. When these people get back into their private, they'll be laughing at what you are discussing because they have completely distracted you from all of the points I suppose. Even me, I've not exhausted all the important topics about this road. Though at the end of the day, it is still going to be beneficial to people because, for instance, those who have maybe 20 plots and they took 15 plots for the road, your remaining 5 plots, whatever you use it to do, will still be of value. In fact, it will have increased the value. So to an extent, you can discuss that it's going to open up this place, it's going to increase businesses, economy is going to sprout, and a lot of things are going. Yes, overall, it's a laudable project, but we have to be discussing other impact it is going to have. Was there even a proper environmental impact assessment, and where are the reports? I'm just trying to avoid the anyhowness of things in this country, but it is what it is. We all must not even stop after the commission. We must all continue to torchlight, to probe, to ask questions, to screen. For instance, right now, where are the pavers? Did they just commission and disappear? I expected that after the commissioning, they should continue. This is just 6.27 kilometers from Eleko. It's not up to the 10 kilometers they claim. And the pavers are nowhere to be found. They've disappeared. Let us focus on the real issues and discuss important subjects around every topic they throw at us. Instead of, the president should have greeted the governor. He didn't greet him well. That was a snub. A whole governor. You're mad like a poor.
Greetings, everybody. Omo. Matter full ground repete. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, as they say. Now, no say the ExEFC, the ExEFC. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. The ExEFC chairman. All right. He don't expose fuel subsidy fraud. He said billions of naira were looted in Nigeria through ghost imports over invoicing. All right. So make we read them together. This is from Sahara Reporters. He said a former chairman of the EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bawa, has alleged a massive corruption in Nigeria's fuel subsidy regime, detailing how billions of naira were looted through ghost imports over invoicing and forged documentation. The guy has written a book called The Shadow of Loot and Losses, uncovering Nigeria's petroleum subsidy. Bawa exposed how billions of naira were siphoned from public coffers through fraudulent subsidy claims. The claims involve ghost importing, over-invoicing, forged shipping documents, systemic collusion between corrupt officials and private firms. Bawa, who served as EFCC chairman from 2021 to 23 under Muhammadu Buhari, described the book as a documentary of fraud and a call to action for reform, transparency, and accountability in Nigeria's oil sector. According to statement by Vic Akinrogunde for the Bureau publishers on Wednesday, the book offers an insider's account of Nigeria's largest financial scandals, with Bawa drawing on his experience as a lead investigator in the EFCC probe of 2012 fuel subsidy fraud. Companies routinely claimed subsidies for fuel never imported or inflated volumes to receive excess payouts. Bauer explained that perpetrators manipulated bills of lading to exploit international price fluctuations and maximize illicit gains. He also detailed how single fuel shipments were used to obtain multiple subsidy payments, while subsidized fuel was diverted to black markets or smuggled out of Nigeria. These crimes were enabled by forged documentation, regulatory failure, and entrenched corruption across government and business, he said. The revelation comes as Nigeria continues to experience the fallout of decades-long subsidy mismanagement. Oh my goodness. Guys, please go to Sahara Reporters and read it. Hey, now wow. Eh? Meanwhile, we will listen to this video.
Respect Yoruba. Tell your sons, your professors, your pastors.
Okay, this is not the one. So apparently, let me see, what's this? The president of Niger Republic, Chiani, he says that Nigeria, France, US held secret meeting to arm terrorists against Niger. I don't know how this is even possible. I can't even explain it. How this is a possibility. I don't know how. when there's literally pie every day happening in Nigeria, I don't understand how this can be possible, that they are holding secret meeting to arm terrorists. Meanwhile, it is affecting the North so badly. This is from Parallel Facts. You can go read the full details on Parallel Facts. Nigeria, France, US holding secret meeting to arm terrorists against Niger. General Abdurrahman Chiani, military ruler of Niger Republic, has once again accused Nigeria of conspiring with France and the US to fund and support terrorism in his country. In a 3-hour national broadcast aired over the weekend via radio television du Niger, RTN, Chiani alleged that a high-level secret meeting took place in Abuja in December 2024 with the aim of orchestrating attacks against the Nigerian state. According to him, a Nigerian man named Mohammed, along with Nigeria's ex-intelligence chief's deputy, Shehu Bade, hosted a closed-door meeting which lasted from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Chiani claimed the gathering involved CIA operatives, Nigerian officials, and Nigerian exiles living abroad since the military took over power on July 26, 2023. The discussions, he alleged, involved around supplying weapons to terrorist groups to destabilize Niger. He further stated that in January 25, delegations from Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, and other West African states arrived in Abuja to assess the fallout of the alleged plot after their earlier efforts failed. Can you imagine? Is this not wild? The military leader accused Nigeria, Benin, France, China, Algeria, and the US of collectively undermining the security of Niger and its alliance of Sahel states partners. Chiani's latest outburst follows a renewed wave of deadly attacks in Niger's Tahoua and Dosso regions, where over 100 soldiers were recently unalived. In response, the junta leader used his televised address to reassure citizens of ongoing counter-terrorism efforts. God is the ultimate planner and is by our side, he said defiantly, insisting that Niger remains standing despite what he described as coordinated international sabotage. In December last year, Chiani made similar accusations, alleging that France was working with militant groups in the Lake Chad Basin and claimed Nigeria was aware of those dealings. Are you guys surprised? Any surprise? There's no surprise now. When this when this dead brain APC president that they smuggled through the back. Hey, this is wild. Well, anytime he goes to France, that's why he go run like Bambiala. Go the hug you will never see Oyibo for Oyibo na God for an eye. You could not hear another failure.
Okay, here you have here that inside budget 2025, that they want to do 1,400 street light for 390 billion naira. Allah said 390, which means one street light is like 266 million. That is sunlight they want to use, and they have budget 114 billion for 500 borehole, which means each borehole over 200 million. Okay. If you know how to do street lights, go and meet them in Federal now. Because one street light now, 266 million. I don't know whether it's sunlight or street light. The borehole, I don't know whether it's oil well or oil block. That one borehole will be over 200 million. What I'm trying to say is, what do we consider this? When 390 billion naira is allocated for 1,477 streetlights, which means each streetlight will be about 266 million. Is this daylight robbery or just good governance? You never know. It could be that these streetlights have the capacity to teleport people to heaven when they stand under them. You never know. Or maybe these boreholes are actually portals to heaven.
Who knows?
200 million boreholes. It has to be more than water. They bring it up to the surface. We just say, Twilight, Google budget committee. 390 billion for street lights. Ever power,
the man that dance is just there to sign for money. Go to bed, Lord. Now thief, he can't thief all the money. He and his boys. One day for the thief, every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Oh my God.
Have happened with your agency and also the JAM, which also oversight. Deserve two of you to resign. I'm not here to mind words because you have exposed Nigeria to the level that people are laughing at us. Coming for such hearing, the registrar should have even submitted to us a detailed report which covers every single state on what occurred per state, given that they are interested to even know what happened. Those in support of the motion to say hi.
What do you expect from an empty administration? All they know how to do is steal.
Those documents within the 24 hours to this very reverse committee for further legislative business.
We trace that the particular paper in question, we trace where it came from. And then we took the remedial step of replacing it because it will not be in the best interest to have a paper that some people have unfair or undue advantage over.
Thieves from top to bottom. All they know how to do is steal. That's all they know how to do.
Yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. And we were told that Bill Gates offered them $2 billion to build 260 hospitals in Nigeria. So they want us to name our price so that we can be paid off, so we will leave the entire medical system.
Can you imagine?
So that we will not be practicing medicine, we will not be practicing pharmacy, we will not be practicing laboratory science. In Nigeria, no Nigerian will be in the medical profession.
Bam.
And we should just name our price so we will be compensated for.
Can you imagine?
Why would anyone do a thing like that?
This was done. I was present. It's not somebody told me. I was physically present before the executives of a General Electric with a number of other Nigerians in the health sector, in pharmacy, in laboratory sciences, and there were executives of GE from their headquarters in New York. This is the first time it's
General Electric. One of the year
ever happened. And I warned Ike Kurumado before the Senate, and Nigerians there will bear me witness, and many of them still remember. I told Ike Kurumado before the entire public hearing that he will be the first victim of this law he's standing for.
Bam!
Before everybody. Senator Kowa can also bear me witness because he was there. And I told him, it now seems like a prophecy come true. And this was exactly what happened. That the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria sold the entire organs of the Nigerian people, even when they knew that this was the situation.
Bam.
That is very, very, very bad on us as a whole nation.
The best position for your...
Naina, when we say, welcome, chilled power, how you dey? The stealing is on another it's demonic stealing. That they happen for Nigeria. Demonic. Nothing anybody can say. Demonic stealing. When snake swallow money, the one when monkey swallow unko. Many more animals are going to steal. Oh, Clara, welcome. You dey mind now, he's invisible. I'm not even pay him attention. He's such an invisible human being. I'm not even Clara, I know they pay him attention. He has to make his 20K. He's already typed 6 comments now. That's like 20 times 6. That's 120K. You understand? So now food. Now the food when you go chop, he said they fine. So now maybe he's invisible to me. And not whatever he says is to himself and his generation before and after. Clearly, it came from a generation of demonic entities. So he's playing the part that he's supposed to play in this now, and then his children will take over from him. So everything he says is going back to his entire lineage. Chop and Chop Nigeria Limited. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's wild. Can you imagine? Did he not become the first? Is he not the first victim now? Who they catch for London? They try to take another person organ. Who they catch? Not be him. You understand? The GMO, when they sign, when they allow, now they can't bite them now. See, BG don't come, then they give an award of FGROC or whatever that stupid award is. Because they are all in a cult, all of them. To thief money, that's all they know. To thief money. I beg.
I gave the analysis to a friend and some people last week. The reason why food is so expensive in Nigeria is because the government of Nigeria must deliberately make sure that majority of Nigeria cannot afford it.
Bam.
Because if everybody in Nigeria can afford food that is grown and sold in Nigeria, all Nigerians will immediately realize that there is food shortage. So our politicians, your business moguls that you all praise, it is for their best interest that they keep food expensive. So instead of it not to know that food is not enough, you think that people just can't afford it. But the real issue is that it is not enough. If every Nigerian could afford the food, they will not reach everybody to chop. Then they will have more problems. Because you banker, you engineer, you musician, everything that they do big man, you can't even buy food in the store. You go Which go happen, not be revolution be that. So they know.
Hey, this is why we must continue to talk, no matter what. No, you must never give up talking. You see this, our voices, that's the weapon we have. Until 2027, the weapon we have is our voice. If they give a headache, we will continue to give them headache. Now we go take these people out come 2027. Una see, I show say most of una don't see video where they take by some of our soldiers. The people when they buy them, guess what? They do video of the bodies. Make I let una listen to this video.
Gotten to the point where terrorists they celebrate the buy of our Nigerian army for social media. I say that they celebrate where they shoot antelope. I say that they celebrate where they shoot bush pig, and we say that they display our Nigerian army as. We don't reach time. They know they hide them again. They post down. That a human being, that a person father. Our own Nigerian army, we don't reach time where these guys would be displaying for media, they count scores. They know they hide them again. See the properties of the Nigerian army, they burn cars where they use taxpayers' money buy and we get governments for Nigeria. This war, we don't decide this war now for over many years and we get government for Nigeria. When it reach time to show power, see which day here. They won't come off for Bara for power. And so they send this dispatch army. Tinubu. And so the party said they send army. So it's they do our guys for push. And my person papa and my person brother. They'll come use our own internet. They post them online. If we see. And we get government. And we get government. We get service chief. They get chief of air staff, they get chief of defense staff, they get Air Force Oga, they get Navy Oga, they get Inspector General of Police. And all these things they happen, they this young. But of course the war will never stop. Why would the war stop? The war can never stop. Where don't they get chua from? Because without this war, a lot of them don't make money. All these boots, where did they import? The boots for the army. The vest for the army, the bulletproof for the army, the guns, the bullets. They make a lot of money from that. So the war can never stop. The war will never stop. Small Boko Haram. Yeah. They use and do politics. Till tomorrow, see our army, bro. This is the state of my country. Meanwhile, person go post on Instagram about one big man. They go track in IP, what he take post down. They go track him, they go catch him. They say defamation of character. Say one big man, they vex. They go detain you, they'll carry you. DSS, they show power for normal citizens' body. DSS, they show power. Yeah, you talk against us, so person, boom! Treason. They'll carry you, they'll go and lock you up. You don't say it's treason, bro. That's the Nigerian army there, bro. Also watch 2027 election, they come now. They'll gather them, yes, make them protect politicians. They will use the army instead they rig. They remember the army when they want to use them. Because let's take away the uniform. These are human beings. You understand? Take away the uniform. These are human beings. And meanwhile, they are not even being paid what they are worth. They are not being paid what they are worth. They just send them, use them till they do politics, they use them till they cash out. That's what they use them for, nothing more. On each time where they use camera, bro.
Been feared. Let's begin in Borno State, where 9 people have been feared killed after an improvised explosive device planted at a local bus stop detonated in Mairari village, Guzamala local government area. The explosion, which occurred around 11 a.m. on Saturday, has also left several others injured. Victims are reportedly passengers waiting to board commercial vehicles. Our Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, Abdul Karim Lawan, confirmed the incident and extended condolences to the victims' families while calling for increased security presence in the region. He stated that Mairari village, previously resettled despite repeated Boko Haram and ISWAP attacks, is now deserted again. Lawan urged the military to restore civil authority in Guzamala, where terrorists remain active and residents live under constant threats. Our correspondent, Umari Kirawa, joins us now for an update. Umari, thank you so much for joining us. There's been reports of so many explosions in such a short time in Maiduguri at Borno State. What really is going on in the state?
Within the city center, particularly Maiduguri, there is peace. But unfortunately, in the rural areas, it's something else, because the insurgents now have devised solution provides explosive devices virtually on a regular basis. These things continue to cause serious concerns to residents and, of course, to the security as well. And in some areas, apart from the Guzamala, which led to the death of 9, now the death toll has risen to 10 because one of the victims gave up at the hospital. Now we have 10. And of course, even in Boza too, we had recent attack on farmers. 3 farmers were killed. And of course, some civilians were also attacked by terrorists. It's unfortunate that these incidences continue to happen day after day from one location to the other, from northern Borno to central part of Borno, and of course, southern part of the state. This is really causing a very serious concern to residents.
All right, Umaru, has anyone claimed responsibility for the recent attack? And what also is the state, doing to ensure that there's security in the village? Because your report says that they're living under fear and threats by terrorists, and it's been ongoing.
But what natural the incidents that have been here for yesteryears, of course, they are splinter groups. The issue of what natural will be the people that are causing this serious mayhem. The Irani community in Guzamala local government has been deserted since after their resettlement. The community, because of the magnitude of the attack, and then people in the community have grown again. Some of them went to Manguno to take to stay safe there. However, with relative peace, these people decided to coming back to their village to farm. Some of them do even business there, and of course, they don't sleep in the village. They don't, based on intelligence information. Communities, the Merari, people of the Merari community do not usually sleep in the community because the insurgents probably attack them in the night and then cut away with their foodstuffs and so on and so forth. So majorly they stay in Manguno, but they usually come to farming activities, and sometimes petty business activities in Mairari community.
Okay.
It's quite unfortunate that based on information we are getting, there are issues of connivance with the terrorists. Some of the community members are said to be conniving with the terrorists, and when there is problem, when there is crisis between community members and of course the terrorists, then the terrorists tend to fire back and causing serious
thank you so much for that update, Umaru.
The guy's audio was so bad. How can you have somebody come and report to you and the audio is so bad? God. Now here again, fuel and diesel prices may increase as federal government and reps pushes for the implementation of 5% road user charge. On top of the wahala one a day, Nigerians, they want to add 5% road user charge. That means they go dey charge you for using your car when you sweat, use your money buy to drive on roads when not dey. Hey God. 2027 show me die. Omo, that 2030. Chief say what you say. What you say? Make I talk am again. Fuel and diesel prices may increase as federal government and reps pushes for the implementation of 5% road user charge. Oh my goodness, God. Your leaders are the dumbest, the most useless people ever. Quick detour. Somebody said they worked in Bishop Oyedepo's house and they throw food away every day. But you, as a cook, dare not eat even in the kitchen. They have CCTV cameras in the kitchen that is watched 24/7. Security are always looking hungry and haggard. It is a sad sight. We're gonna continue. So, here's the thing. Remember when Ramaphosa went to the White House and he could not even push back? When Donald Trump they tell and say, there's white genocide, there's white genocide. God, I beg you. Make we listen to wetin this man talk, say how Ramaphosa for respond. Mona wait.
I was very disappointed in the way that President Ramaphosa of South Africa conducted himself with President Trump. I really feel that he allowed President Trump to drive the conversation.
I didn't see him meet. I didn't get the chance to watch.
You gotta watch it. I felt like he completely disrespected the South African people, who I love. I'm very close with the South African family, and I felt the president of South Africa did not assert the dignity of his people by defending why so many South Africans are considering appropriating land from these Caucasians, because y'all invaded our country centuries ago, stole that land, enslaved us on our own territory, and now you have the audacity, President Trump, to call me a criminal to take back what was stolen from me by white criminals. And I really felt the president of South Africa let Donald Trump push an untrue narrative in his face.
Exactly.
In his face. I know you not say nothing back. I really felt he dishonored all of the great South African leaders that have come before him. You understand? No way Shaka Zulu was going to do that. You found no way Chris Hani, no way Steve Biko, no way Robert Sobukwe was going to sit in the White House, understanding what the U.S. government has done to Africa, and sit there and let President Trump accuse you of being complicit in genocide, when this country has financed genocide against different African populations throughout time. I really felt he did the South African people a disservice by letting Donald Trump treat him like he was a child.
Honestly, that interview pissed me off. Just sit down there like mumu. Eh? Now listen,
I beg, if bloggers can carry this one, I'll be very happy. I buy 1 terabyte of data. How many months data? I'll buy the whole data for this world. Back put for my MTN phone. 1 month before I travel, also. When I leave Nigeria, the data still plenty, almost 600 gig or something funny. I don't even forget when I check out. I left Nigeria 1st of March. I never used the data. I no use the internet or the phone. I never check anything for the phone. MTN send me message say data all finished. That it has finished, it has finished, it have finished. MTN, MTN. How? Who they use them? Who they use them? The rich people of Nigeria are the biggest criminals in this world. The day Nigerian people, and it is coming. You see, what you are happy about is say Nigerian people don't really see not be criminal. Now, 2 types of Nigerian people there now. Everybody knows you people are bastard criminals. From the bankers, to the telcos, to the military men, to the politicians, to the farmers, to the banker, to the traders, both stock exchange trader, even market trader. Nigerians have seen all you business professionals, from doctor to lawyer to engineer. They have seen all of you for the criminals that you are. Nothing to see any poor man, any youth, saying of now honest. Now, say they follow and behave now. That's why they don't respect in the land. Whenever they shout, say Nigerian youth don't get respect again, which one won't make them respect? And they tell you, say for Africa, respect is not giving. That's why the concept of Agbaya Day, and all of them don't turn themselves to waiting Agbaya. From the moguls to their employees in their office, all of them don't turn to waiting Agbaya. So one of them they make youth respect to now. It's really irritates my belly. Like say any youth on tell me just near you now, give you an apple for eye or 2 fingers for an eye. How did the gig finish in my phone?
Kenny, welcome. Oh, you say I should add Mazi Ezoke's tweet to your news deck. Okay, let me see. Did he tweet something? What's his handle? Twitter handle? Is it Mazi? Let me see. Is it the one he shared 1 hour ago? 11. It's 11 part. Okay. All right. I think it's this one. Every time His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi speaks, this is from Mazi Ezeoke's Twitter handle, about how the system tries to silence him, I listen. But I never imagined, yeah, I found it. Thank you. I never imagined I would witness it firsthand until Saturday, 31st May 2025. Let me walk you through what happened. Okay? This is part 2. I accompanied Mr. Obi to London Business School, where he engaged in a fireside chat hosted by the African Business Club. The theme, from promise to prosperity, charting Africa's development with political will and vision, a powerful and inspiring session with Q&A. After the event, we boarded an Uber to Brentwood Community Stadium, where Nigeria faced Jamaica in the Unity Cup final. At the entrance, we ran into D'banj, who came to perform at the event. We slipped in and sat near the Nigerian team. The match ended 2-2 and went to penalties. As it got intense, the crowd, mostly young Nigerians, started chanting, Obi, 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 some players began noticing him too. To avoid becoming a distraction, Mr. Peter Obi quietly stepped back, cheering the team from a distance during the penalty shootout. But after Nigeria won, some officials invited him to join their post-match photo session. True to form, he politely asked them to get clearance from the officials. Suddenly, everything changed. One of the officials, after a phone call, returned with a hardened face and shouted, "He's not allowed to take pictures with the team." Wow. Just moments earlier, the same officials were visibly excited about Mr. Peter Obi's presence. The transformation was disturbing. It was clear someone had given a directive. The atmosphere shifted instantly. One player, still determined, tried to greet him after the photos, but from the pitch, a voice thundered, "You have been told not to greet him." Wow. Hey! Wow. Security physically blocked the player from reaching Mr. Peter Obi. Wow. The player, visibly upset, walked off the pitch straight to the dressing room. It was shocking to witness. Even efforts to see the team, even in the dressing room, was met with same instructions from above. Unfucking-believable. What? Meanwhile, both Nigerian and Jamaican fans continued swarming Mr. Peter Obi for photos. They didn't care about politics, only the man they respect. I left the stadium thinking, even in football, a sport meant to unite us, politics has been weaponized. That moment deepened my resolve. In 2027, hey, this 2027 will be historical, guys. Wallahi, even me when I dey here, this 2027, go and mark it down. That is when the freedom, all that 1960 freedom, forget, throw it in the bush. 2027 is when we get our freedom. In 2027, we must build a country where no one is silenced based on party affiliation, a nation where everyone is equal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine that? They don't weaponize even football. But when people, everybody, they unite, even the sworn enemies, they unite for football. Party of propaganda, petty people, no brain, very dull human beings, nothing to offer. Jealousy in the blood, I never see. No. 2027 is make or break. We cannot continue like this. I'm sorry. No, this is why the country is where it is. This is why it is in the trajectory it's in. Need I say more? This is why it is in the trajectory it is in. The effrontery, the audacity of these no-brain, dead-brain human beings. We don't know anything. All they did was coming through the back door, even not even back door, the hole that was opened in the ground. Like they enter. It's crazy. Ha! Now, wow. Oh my God. Football? Are you serious? No. This is another low. Lord have mercy. Hey, APC, God abeg, God forbid. That APC and the devil they learn for APC hand. What the heck? Nigeria bleeds as Mahmuda and Lakurawa terror groups gain grounds under Tinubu's administration. You want to tell me they don't know? When France and US and Nigeria, they plot how they want to take cause terrorism for Niger. You want to say they don't know? Not them. The question when I get be say the northern elite, these northern people, now they first invite these people come. They not fit come together as a group, fight these people back. Now their elites bring them. Why these people no go march to their elite house, demand for them to fix the insecurity problem? Now them, they know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. Eh? God abeg o. This country I never see. Eh? Now, I think he's the president of Zimbabwe. He came out and he was saying that all those African, all those people that they deny visas for, that they should refund their visas to them. They should refund their money to them, right? So there's a video I'm going to play. UAE sent Buhari APC the list of some sponsors. He enter voicemail. Yeah, not them. They're all involved. Payback time is coming, and it will be soon.
Followed by 45 African countries lost a total of 60 million euros or 68 million US dollars for their rejected Schengen visas in 2024. A TRT Africa analysis of the 2024 State of Schengen report reveals. That amount accounted for 41% of all the funds that Europe raised from Schengen visa rejections that year. Algeria, which had 529,000 Schengen visa applications, had the highest number of rejections in Africa at 185,000. The rejection pattern was followed by Morocco, Egypt, Nigeria, Tunisia, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Cameroon, and Kenya in that particular order. Liberia, which had a total of 123 Schengen visa applications, had only one visa request rejected. The other countries with less than 100 Schengen visa rejections were Mauritius and Sao Tome and Principe. Nearly half of the Schengen visa requests by the Senegalese, Nigerians, and Ghanaians were rejected, with the three mentioned countries having more than 55,000 applications each. The European Union raised more than 145 million euros or 165 million US dollars from all the rejected Schengen visa applications globally. At least 11.7 million people worldwide applied for Schengen visas, with Africa accounting for around 2.6 million or 22% of the applicants. Out of nearly 1.7 million rejections globally, Africa accounted for over 700,000. The monies raised from Schengen visa rejections among Africans in 2024 increased by 14 million US dollars from the previous year, when the European Union got 54 million US dollars from Africans' rejected applications. A Schengen visa allows people from non-European Union or allied countries a short stay of up to 90 days in a 6-month period. According to the EU, there are 29 countries within the Schengen zone today. The Schengen visa fees are non-refundable regardless of the outcome of one's application. Algeria lost nearly 18 million US dollars in the declined Schengen visa applications, followed by Morocco, $11 million, Egypt, $5 million, Nigeria, $4.9 million, and Tunisia, $3.6 million. Ghana lost 2.4 million US dollars, Kenya $1.8 million, South Africa $1 million, and Uganda 621,000 US dollars. The EU says that the common reasons people are denied Schengen visas include questionable criminal record, false documents, unclear reasons for the visit, insufficient funds, an authenticated certificate of birth or marriage, and failure to present proof of accommodation. Visa processing normally takes between 15 and 45 days.
Kai, una here? Una Now they hear the amount of money when Africa they throw away on top of visa. I want to japa, I want to japa, I want to. They know they refund nothing. Nothing. If excuse me, excuse me. If we get reasonable leaders for Africa, they go put their foot down. Say if you are rejecting, you are refunding. You just say the rejection not go reduce. If you are rejecting, you are refunding. No. Your African leaders are in a cult with these people that they give them blink, blink, shine, shine objects when not they last. Shine, shine objects when not they last. When Peter Obi win, oh my God. First of all, may they lock the entire country. Nobody should run away. You see all this money when it don't come out, so we must get them back. I'm sorry. We must collect that money. They go shut down the borders everywhere. Nobody going in, nobody coming out. That money must be accounted for. All this money when they thief, who they thief from, where they siphon, we go blow the whistle on all of them. We must collect our money back. Eh? PO should double his security. May they not try and I'm sure people are aware, and I'm sure he has security. If he needs to double it, so be it. You know, he has people around him. I am sure, you know, that they're going to tell him, no refunds, my people, no refunds. You can imagine, you just they throw away money. You know, sometimes people go more than how many times they keep rejecting them. Sometimes 10 times they reject them. They reject them. They reject them. Eh? 185K rejects out of 7-point-something million. Eh? Over 700 that is Africans accounted for that. Is that not wild? Eh? Free money, 165 million. Yes. This is what happens. Eh? Meanwhile, the Mushin residents, they protested though. They said they are no longer safe. They begged the police to come to their rescue, but they did not answer them. They said they don't have fuel in their trucks. That's what the police told them. So while they are being raided, in Mushin, they fall on deaf ears. Now they carry paper, come out, they protest. You just say they go listen to people from Mushin. These people, these boys, if they know what they do, they go gather themselves. Learn how to fight. Use YouTube or something. They fight, learn how to fight, carry anything. Fight those that are fighting them in their community.
What is happening in Benue State is really painful, very, very painful.
Can say that again.
This is the time that our people are going into the farms. This is the farming season.
Yeah.
Yet, this is the time that our people are facing the worst security situation in Nigeria. APC has failed the thief people. The governor has failed the Idoma people. The president has failed the entire thief, Idoma, and all the people in Benue State. The sole purpose of government is to safeguard the lives and properties of citizens. The moment where people are killed, people are unalive, 200 in their numbers daily, with no concrete measures by the government, it speaks volumes. We have a governor who is just there being a gentleman. Why can't you come out and speak?
He's a priest now. Not be priest. She be a priest. Not be in tax to make Peter Obi not enter in state. Now so. When my brother-in-law went for visa interview, they asked him why he wants to visit the year. Before he could say anything, they stamped deny on his passport and said, next person, please. Yep. Meanwhile, he had paid almost 250K. Yep. Is that not madness? The soldier that has gone AWOL, the AWOL soldier Lance Corporal Festus Egekini, if you see as they describe this man, make I read them for now exactly as they put them for here. A menace in uniform turned TikTok nuisance. Investigations by our correspondent have uncovered disturbing details surrounding one Lance Corporal Festus Igenkai, a now disgraced soldier of the Nigerian Army who has gone rogue after abandoning his post and responsibilities to chase clout on social media. Enlisted barely 4 years ago, Igenkai, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, has since been declared absent without official leave by the Nigerian Army after he deserted his duty post on November 8, 2024 in clear violation of military regulations. I don't know who see they respect the regulation. I don't know who. On our checks confirmed that he's currently under investigation for gross misconduct, breach of military discipline, and desertion offenses considered serious within the armed forces. Before his cowardly disappearance, the soldier had twice faced internal military trials over violations of military strict social media policy, including releasing unapproved content online rather than learn his lesson. Igenkai became even more brazen, adopting the handle X-Man on TikTok, where he now spews reckless and defamatory content aimed at discrediting senior officers, including the service chiefs, and sowing disaffection within the ranks. In a string of delusional videos he peddles on when I'm not saying a lie, all these people they talk. Lies, all lies. If you guys, all lies, there's no even need to complete reading it. These people are full of lies.
Young men. Guys, my inbox is full with messages from young men, with messages from vibrant youth. And what they keep asking me is, I don't operator, I want to join the army. I don't operator, I want to join the police. What is your advice? Should I join or not? Guys, I don't want to be the person to make that decision for you. And then tomorrow, when you join, it turns out to be a big disappointment. And then all the fingers will be pointing to me. So here's what I will do for you. I will give you some pointers, what to look for before you join any security agency in Nigeria. The number one pointer is welfare, because at the end of the day, you have school fees to pay, you have food to buy, and you have rent to pay. What is the welfare package of that particular security agency that you want to join? How do they pay their men? What are the allowances of their men? How good is their barrack accommodation? Do they even have barracks? If they die in service, how do they handle burial expenses? Now, if you have the answer to all these questions, then you can have an idea on how good that particular security agency is. Because remember, at the end of the day, we're talking about 35 years of your productive life. Because that is what I keep telling people. You are going to spend 35 years of your productive life, which means after that 35 years, you are virtually finished. Your remaining days now to just eat, rest, and wait for God to call you home. Now, some people will say, no, now, I can resign at any time and go. It's easier said than done. So it's better for you to decide before you join. Number 2 point is personal and family time. Now, yes, we know that you've joined a security agency, but that doesn't mean that your whole life should revolve around that agency. Do they give you time to go on your leave? Do they give you time to go on your casual leave? There are situations whereby some people tell me that they spend 5 years and the only time that they go for leave is just twice. Believe me, you don't want to join those kind of security agencies, because at the end of the day, your marriage is going to break. Okay? So guys, go for a security agency that values the personal and family time of their employees. It's very, very, very important. When you become a family man, you understand what I'm saying. Number 3, and guys, this is a very, very important one, so pay attention to this. Superiors and subordinate working relationship. Guys, you don't want to join an organization where the superiors are allowed to do whatever they want. Okay, they are not held responsible for misconduct and tyrannical conduct against their subordinate. A superior can do whatever he feels like to you, and then the authority will just turn a blind eye. When you join this kind of security agency, my brother, you will suffer. And not only you will suffer, you will turn to boy. You are an employee of the federal government. Your superior is also an employee of the federal government. But at the end of the day, you will turn to a houseboy. Guys, avoid this kind of toxic organizations, because you will come back home and you will come start the vex with your wife that has not done anything to you just because of the toxic working condition. Number 4 on my list is the interest of the employee. Does the agency protect your interest? As a problem and he brings it to the authority, do they take adequate steps to address such issues? Or do they just sweep it under the carpet and be like, I beg you, leave that madman? Guys, I can go on and on, but these 5 pointers I gave you is enough to point you to the right direction. But then again, if you are looking for answers, remember, don't ask the superiors. Ask the subordinate. Ask the people in the field. Ask the soldiers. Ask the policemen. Ask the ones standing on the road. Because at the end of the day, you are not joining that organization to become a superior in one day. You are going to start from the grassroots. So if you are looking for your answers, that is where you start from. Stay safe out there. Guys.
Oh.
Collected money. If you dig deeper, you know that Chicago say Invest collected money from him. All this was not for nothing. That's the truth. He has collected money to cover him and refused to expose the scandal because they will be blamed for supporting Tinubu for what he did in their school. They will be blamed. Yes. They don't want that scandal to be pointed towards them. You won't understand this advocate. Remember when she threatened fire and brimstone, all of a sudden she backed down. You think it's for nothing, Abby? If I were that woman, I would make $100 million from that case. I'm not joking. $100 million, you give it to me for using my signature in a certificate that I was not even there. Tinubu left. It was 17 years after that woman came to that university. Yet her signature was on that certificate. Promise. 17 years after Tinubu was supposed to have left CSU, the woman that signed his certificate now appeared in that university. 17 years. For a country to be fighting a battle is a shame. Under normal circumstances, we should be interrogating these things to clean up our image because Tinubu is the first image maker of Nigeria, the chief marketer of Nigeria. And you are wondering why investors are not coming. We want Tinubu to come out clean so that this blackmail will stop. I said it last year. That this matter will not go away. Even if Tinubu leaves something today, it will not go away. I was saying it. That this thing must be resolved so that Tinubu will have a clean image about himself and about Nigeria. Because by the time you go out there and be talking to investors to come to Nigeria, they will just watch their smartphone. Immediately, all the details about you will come out. And the person will say, okay, no problem. Mr. President, we are coming. I have told you here that whether in or out of office, Tinubu's image will never be the same again because of that CSU scandal. That's the truth. He can never be the same person that he claimed he was before that propaganda got even outside this country. So, I am not surprised though. You see that particular matter, Tinubu will never be a normal person until that matter is resolved.
But can he travel to the United States?
He cannot. This is that by another guy is telling us that they invited them. They are the ones who spewing out that propaganda. You see that thing? Go and check. It came from them. They detained him.
Detain a sitting president.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You committed a crime on their ground before you became the president. Yes, somebody may order for his detention. It can happen because it happened before you became the president, not after. So, why can't you answer for what you did? That is why he's afraid. Tinubu, your so-called Jagaban or whatever, he's afraid of going to U.S. Quote me. If not, U.S. would have been his first port of call. He made his money there. He lived there. So what are you telling me? If Tinubu refused to present it again, if you want to contest, it means that the one he presented before was what? A fake and a lie. It means he has been indicted himself. That's why the Supreme Court didn't want to look at it. They know that those things that Atiku brought was a fact.
Hey. Meanwhile, Gist Lover is up Akpabio's ass. Gist Lover is exposing Akpabio and his side chicks. I'm not even going to bother reading that. You can catch up on that gist. Okay. So here I'm reading from a Twitter page. It's called IPOB in UK. It says Finland president confirms that Kenya is a key player in the new world order. Africans, you know what that statement means. No wonder Kenya is always ready to serve the interests of imperialists. So we're going to listen to the Finland president.
Be one of the game changers. Why did we want to come on our first state visit in Africa, and especially in the global south to Kenya? And I think the reason is very simple. Not only do we have a similar mindset, which William referred to earlier, believing in multilateralism and cooperation and peaceful coexistence and the UN Charter, but I, coming from a small northeastern country, also believe that Kenya will be one of the game changers in a new world order. And my take is very simple. This is one of these 1918, 1945 or 1989 moments when the world order is changing. It'll take about 5 to 10 years for it to settle, and we'll live in a world of disorder. And there are going to be a few countries in this world that are going to make a difference, and Kenya is certainly one of them.
Kenya is a key player in the new world order. True, politicians won't fight to get their money back because they don't want to. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I. Okay. Let's listen to this man.
Nobody knows how many properties recovered, from where, by who, and how much is auctioned. All we work out here is that property A, B, C, D have been recovered by either ICPC, by EFCC. Mr. President, let me personally express my profound gratitude and commendation to Senator Idiot for this well-lucid, well-researched presentation of this bill. Mr. President, this, of course, is the heart of the matter. Mr. President, over the years, with the establishment of ICPC, EFCC, the police, the custom, and other 18 agencies listed, it has been almost problematic, almost impossible to be able to identify proceeds of crimes in respect of properties, in respect of monies, in respect of recoveries. There is no joint effort by these agencies in bringing about there is no clear joint effort by these agencies in bringing about to the attention of the general public of these identifiable proceeds that have been given, that have been collected from financial crimes. We don't know as yet, even with the position of the Constitution in Section 88, which empowers the National Assembly to be able to identify these proceeds. We have not, in the course of time, in the last 15 years, Mr. President, have been able to do a very diligent job on this. Nobody knows how many properties recovered, from where, by who, and how much is auctioned. All we work out here is that property A, B, C, D have been recovered by either ICPC, by EFCC, by the police, by the custom, and we don't even know where the process goes. Severally, in the course of this assignment, of a legislative assignment, we had cause, Mr. President, to raise observation and objections and the way and manner process of crime is being dispersed in this country. All that you do here is that when a particular property is auctioned, when the particular money is recovered, that it has been transmitted to the national account.
Thank you very much. Your time is up because we are...
Mr. President, this is laudable. This is commendable. And the chair should be able to commend Idiot for bringing this bill because it's the heart of the matter. I so submit. Thank you. Well, now you the floor to the chief.
Very much, Mr. President, distinguished senators. My name is Mohamed Tahir Mongono. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, this bill is very, very noble. Noble in the sense that it's very, very unique. What it seeks to achieve is to separate all the anti-graft agencies from being the investigators, the prosecutors, and also being in custody of the proceeds of crime. That system is very, very messy. So what this bill seeks to do is to separate the management of the proceeds of crime from the 18 other agencies that are responsible for this, so that a single agency will be responsible for that. And it will go a long way in bringing transparency in the operation of the system. And she has also alluded to the fact that it is already applicable in other jurisdictions, in other climes, like the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and what have you. So what this bill seeks to do is to also bring our own system in tandem with international best practice. And therefore second reading of this bill.
Thank you very much, Senator Sani. I have 2 minutes.
Representing Niger East Senatorial District. Mr. President, I stand to support this bill. And the support I have for this bill is that we should look at our existing laws, strengthen them, especially in areas of recovery and management of process of crime. When an agency, example like the EFCC, ICPC, have been able to recover proceeds from illegalities, it is important that we strengthen those acts, that if those monies are collected, those monies should automatically go into the purse of the federal government. And if it is a recovery done for a state, that money should automatically go to that state. I don't think there is need for us to create an agency to manage recovery of proceeds. But the existing laws that we have should be strengthened. Where necessary, we should amend so that all proceeds of crime should not be retained by those agencies that maybe went to the courts and were able to get these either properties, monies, or what have you. But whatever they are able to recover, we should make it as a law. Once it is declared proceeds of recovery, it should go to the states or the federal government. And this is my take.
Thank you, Senator. Then you have 2 minutes.
Thank you.
The present laws as established clearly empowers the various agencies that recover these monies. If it is money, it is domiciled with central bank, an account of the federal government. If it is money that relates to a person, it is refunded to that person. If it is money that relates to state, it is refunded to the states. Why do we create another agency when already we have several of these agencies that are feeding fat on the lean resources of the federal government? There is no need to establish a further agency.
Thank you, Senator Issa Jibril Oshocho. Have your own Issa Jibril, representing the very good people of Kogi East. Mr. President, I rise to wholeheartedly support this bill, ably moved by Senator Adibule. This bill is apt. Okay, what she's trying to portray here is that there are leakages in the sale of these assets by those agencies that recover these assets. Okay, there are situations where these assets are sold to the staff of those agencies. And what she is saying that we need to block those leakages. Let there be an independent agent, okay, comprised of valuers and accountants
that can get us the best value for these assets. We're not talking of utilization of the fund. We're talking of administration of the sale of these assets. I wholeheartedly support her, and I think this bill is apt. Thank you. Thank you. I put the question.
Act 2022, number 16. The bill, among other things, seeks to establish an agency to manage assets and properties reasonably suspected to have been derived from unlawful activities, to create transparency, accountability, and to ensure adequate protection for the recovery items. Paragraph 2, paragraph 3 talks about the background to the bill in question. And so, I will go to the fourth paragraph. This overlapping responsibility make efficiency. However, this enormous responsibility in the Proceeds of Crime Act 2022 has been assigned to different agencies of government in Section 4 of the Act. These agencies refers to in the Act as relevant organizations are all charged with the responsibility to investigate, detect, identify, and recover assets and prosecute the unlawful activities as contained in Section 2, 3, and 4. By these provisions, Mr. President, in the overlapping of these roles of this investigator, prosecutor, executor, and exercising powers of recovery and management of proceeds of crime. This overlapping responsibility make efficiency, transparency, and accountability difficult in the discharge of the core mandate of these relevant agencies, thereby depriving our country of the full benefit of establishing them. It's also making it difficult to have standardized mode of engagement on recovery and management of these assets across the 18 organizations. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, it is against this background that I present this amendment bill, which seeks to divest the function of recovery and management of process of crime from the core functions of those 18 organizations to give them effectiveness, efficiency, and focus. The authority granted these 18 relevant agencies listed in Section 82, which include the EFCC, Nigerian Customs Services, ICPC, and other coalition of different law enforcement and security entities, enabled each organization to create process of crime directories that operates and deal with recovered process of crime independently without proper coordination and standardization. This situation is therefore a sure path. Is it a sure path? Is therefore a sure path to manage all assets? Yes, thank you. Consequently, this subsisting coordinated environment presents a fertile ground for corruption and abuse of the process adopted in the management of recovered assets, which is required by Nigerians at different times when expressing their frustration about transparency and accountability in the management of recovered process of crime, thereby lending credence to the position canvassed by this bill that the management of process of crime should be separated from the duties of agencies responsible for the investigation, prosecution, and recovery of process of crime assets. To this end, this amendment hopes to ensure transparency, check and balances in the management of recovered assets designated as process of crime, as well as the introduction of policies and guiding principles that create unified regulations and processes for the management and disposal of the forfeited assets. Establish an agency vested with the administration and management of forfeited or recovered assets and properties designated as proceeds of crime. This centralization agency will be charged with responsibility to collaborate with the directorates of proceeds of crime in the 18 agencies of government. Distinguished colleagues, to further strengthen the Proceeds of Crime Act with amendments that will provide for the creation of a data bank for all assets and properties that are proceeds of crime forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria under an automated forfeited asset management system. This provision will be a significant addition to an automated asset forfeiture management system that will store information about all the assets and properties that are proceeds of crime in a way that will grant control accessibility to authorized institutions and agencies for the promotion of effectiveness, efficiency, transparency, and accountability. Furthermore, the bill advocates that the function of the relevant agencies should stop at investigation, prosecution, and recovery of assets and properties that are proceeds of crime, while the effective holding, management, disposal of the recovered assets and properties should be discharged through an independent agency of government charged with responsibility under the Act. It must be mentioned that the provision of Section 3E that mandates the 18 agencies to work with the Federal Ministry of Justice is limited only to negotiating the repatriation of all assets seized from foreign countries and does not satisfactorily address the issue of effectiveness, efficiency, transparency, and accountability. Mr. President, distinguished colleague, it's imperative at this juncture to reference that the amendment being sought for the process of crime recovery management and disposal of recovered assets of crime is mirroring the practice in several other jurisdictions like United Kingdom, United States, Australia, and South Africa, to mention a few, where recovered assets that are proceeds of crimes are managed in more organized manner with effectiveness, efficiency, transparency, and accountability. These are a sample of countries that have separated the responsibilities of prosecution of illicit activities and recovery of assets that are proceeds of crime from the management and disposal, as being proposed by this POCA amendment bill. Distinguished Mr. President, distinguished members, the speedy passage of this bill, which is your support, will not only confirm our readiness to strengthen and refocus the country institutions charged with the responsibility of prevention, detection, and prosecution of illicit and corrupt practices, but will also ensure that monies and assets recovered from such activities that proceeds of crimes are accounted for, managed judiciously, and plowed back to the economy for the growth and development of our country. In conclusion, Mr. President, dear colleagues, I thank you all for your kind attention and solicit your support for the second reading of this bill. I so submit.
Thank you, Senator. Ready, second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now, I invite the clerk to move, the clerk of the Senate. An act to repeal the Proceeds of Crime Recovery and Management Act and enact the Proceeds of Crime 2025 to establish an agency to manage the disposal of properties reasonably suspected to have been derived from unlawful activities and related matters. 2025 second reading taken. Thank you very much for your contributions to the second reading of this bill. And also, let me commend the sponsor, Senator Idiat, for bringing forward this bill. I think when it's done in terms of its processing, it will bring about the sanity that we desire in the management of process of crime, for the interest of our country. Thank you for your support to this cause and your desire to make sure that Nigeria has the biggest, the most profitable bargain in terms of managing its process of crime. Thank you very much. Leader of Senate.
All this reading that they do, all this recovery, whatever hearing that they are having, I wonder how they are going to put it in place. I wonder how they are going to carry it out. I wonder. Do you know that the displaced Mokwa residents, they've been crying? Where they relocated them to, because due to the flooding and all that, right, that happened somewhere in the north, okay? Where they relocated them to, no source of water, no toilets. The only thing the government brought is bread and soft drinks. New terrorist group Mahmuda resumes attacks in Kwara community. Unalives 3 villagers. That was as at yesterday. Today, the unalive 7 people. Now, this is from Sahara Reporters. Tinubu government awards all blocks to firm registered 8 days before bidding, violating NUPRC licensing guidelines. Hey, let's listen to Isaac Olawale Abat.
Genocide. What is happening to Benue State is not former other crisis. Former other crisis creates the misleading impression that this is a conflict between others and farmers competing for ownership of land. To me, I think what is happening now is like genocidal attacks, because the attacks are not limited to farmers. Some university professors have been killed. Some Catholic Reverend Fathers have been killed. Some travelers have been kidnapped, and some of them raped and killed. So, this crisis affects a large spectrum of people, and therefore it is no longer a question of people competing for ownership of land. To me, I think it's an attempt to completely drive the people of that part of Nigeria away from their communities.
Bam.
Now, why they are doing it is difficult for us to understand. The Nigerian state is in a better position to frame the problem. But I think part of the failure of the Nigerian state that we see is that the government has not been able to tell us what is really happening to Benue State. When Governor Otton was there, he was said to be the problem. But now he has left Governor Alia. He's facing the same problem. And when that crisis started in 2015, what President Buhari told us at the initial stage was that it was a conflict between two neighbors. Then later the president came up with another explanation to say that those attacking Benue State are terrorists from Libya. So what is really happening? The government is in a better position to tell us what is happening. Otherwise this killing will continue a very long time.
Ew, Nigeria.
I think the body language of the government of Benue State, they are trying to see this in a. They are still looking for the word to place it. They are still looking for the word to place it. Like right now, the Benue chiefs, they came together and they said, the Benue chiefs, and with the backing of the state government, they said they are giving these Fulani herdsmen or these Fulani people to leave Benue in the next 14 days. Now, if you are saying they should leave Benue in the next 14 days, and this guy is still, in fact, right now, the Benue people are the ones vacating Benue because people are running. Like 3 days ago, people were living their houses in a village called Agang, close to Makodi, the state capital. Now you're giving people time. You're giving them days to vacate your community, and these people are still creating worse situations for you. So how do you place this? Right now, the state government are so confused. They are confused. I feel they don't even know what to do. We are left to ourselves right now in Benue State. We are left to ourselves. As I speak to you now, everybody are sleeping with one eye closed. We don't know the community they are eating next. Last night, they hit a community called Edikwankpali. They went to Otupa and other parts, Naka, they were there. So now you are so confused. You don't even know the main focus. You don't even know why they are doing these things. And the state government is confused. The state government is so confused. Right now, as I speak to you guys, the state government is confused. We are left to our own fate.
Now, the government is confused. I don't know how confused the Nigerian military is because Professor Isaac Albert, one of the community leaders, said that...
Sorry to break you. The other day, if the Nigerian military... Okay, the other day at Ikobi, there's a village called Ikobi. Okay. The other day, 2 military personnel were killed alongside with 2 villagers there when they attacked that village. So even the military themselves, I feel they are also confused. They are handicapped. They don't know what to do.
Oh my goodness. Reverend Father that said, don't enter my state. Everybody's confused.
Just what Rufa is trying to explain to you in the literature is called religious syncretism. And it is represented by the African church in Nigeria, where they mix one form of Christianity with another form of religion and belief in God, which has been well explained in the literature. But let me come from a dramaturgical point of view. When we teach students dramaturgy, we talk about flaw of character as a major trope in tragic stories. It's called either amasia or hubris. I think what we're dealing with regard to Yesokwike is hubris. Hubris, which relates to his own character. Now, let me start with Rotimi Amici. He says Rotimi Amaechi is hungry for power. He could not deliver 10% for Atiku in the 2023 election. He could not address hunger while he was a minister or while he was a governor. Now, there's a basic principle in human relationships about your relationship with your bosses. I think that Nyesom Wike is very rude, disrespectful, because Rotimi Amaechi is his boss in politics. When he was local government chairman, or was he councillor, during Amaechi's second term, it was Rotimi Amaechi that helped him to become local government chairman at Obio Akpo local government area. He subsequently became chief of staff to Rotimi Amaechi. It was Rotimi Amaechi that recommended him to become Minister of State for Education in Abuja. So he talks this carelessly about his former boss. I think it's disrespectful. I think it speaks to his character. Number two, this same Nyesom Wike still talking about this hubris. The theory is this, people can double check it. You know, has also abused Peter Odili, Sir Peter Odili, an elder statesman. He has said publicly that Peter Odili does not qualify to be an elder. This is the same man that he was taken to by Mama Peace, Dr. Patience Jonathan, to help him to become governor. There's no name he has not called Dr. Peter Odili and his wife. He even referred to him as one man and his wife as one woman. This is a statement about character. This same Nyesom Wike says he's fighting for President Jonathan, and that there's nobody in PDP that can stop him, not even Chief Olabode George, whom we refer to as a ground rent debtor. So who will Nyesom Wike not insult? Senator John Mbata, who was his godfather at a point, he insulted him too. And he has shown signal that he's also going to insult President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In that interview, he pointed out that if he had known that President Tinubu was going to declare a state of emergency in Rivers, he would have offered a different kind of advice. That's already a signal to President Tinubu to know that this man you are dealing with is only interested in his own interests, permanent interests, not permanent friends. And so President Tinubu should beware, because tomorrow he will abuse this same President Tinubu. He says nobody can touch him in PDP. Okay, what does that mean? He's saying that, yes, it's possible for a man to be everywhere as long as his personal interest is involved. So these are the questions to be raised. About the hubris of Nyesom Wike, I think that is the major issue. That is the story. That is the story. Now, as for...
The fall of Wike will be so heavy. It go heavy, Hey, God. I cannot wait for that day. That day, there'll be a lot of dancing. The same way he goes around with, waiting that they call him. The same way he goes around with drums. This is the same way they're going to respond to him. It's the same exact reaction that he's going to get. So, my people, I go leave and here today. Come back later. We'll talk the matter again. I just wanted to come and present all these videos to you guys, so we can, so I can, touch on it a little bit. D, how now? How you day? Welcome, my sister. Now replay gang, you go come be now, because I'm rounding this up now. But I will see you guys later on. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I will see you on my next live. Thank you. Bye.